All right, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Akeem, and welcome to this blog. Here to give you a recap of week 2 of the 2017 college football season. Another great week for you guys, and I'm going to start things off with the game of the week as number 5 Oklahoma traveled to Columbus to face number 2 the Ohio State Buckeyes. Baker Mayfield and company got their vengeance and they pulled off a 31-16 victory. Baker Mayfield passed for 386 yards to avenge last season's loss, and I think this was a great effort from this quarterback. Stepped it up in the second half. First half was pretty much dead even, but then in the second half, in the third quarter, OU finally took control of the game and just emerged as the game progressed. Now, at the end of the game, there was a little bit of controversy because Baker Mayfield did grab the OU flag and stamped it in the middle of the Buckeyes field. Because of his reasoning was because of last year, Ohio State actually was singing their song in Norman when they faced Oklahoma at Oklahoma, so he was looking to kind of avenge that. Now, my personal opinion, I don't think that was that big of a deal, but I think he should have had just showed us a little bit more class. But I don't think that people should have really erupted it the way it did. But I do understand as far as disrespecting somebody's field like that. But I kind of understand it was kind of a love-hate situation. So I do understand his point of view, but I just wish he had a little bit more class and just outbeat the team. It really depends on my personal opinion. If he really felt that way, if I had my emotions, my adrenaline coming like that, I probably would have made the same mistake, especially with a kid that age, that young. So there is some understanding with that. Next up, number 17 Louisville. They played at UNC, in which the Cardinals did win 47-35. I think that Lamar Jackson still as a Heisman candidate come towards the end of the season, but we will see. It is going to be an expansion race, and it's only the beginning of the season still. The one big shocker that I noticed this week was the game between Iowa and Iowa State. I did not see this game going into overtime in a big high score game, which the Iowa Hawkeyes edged out the Cyclones 44-41, escaped with that with the win for the Hawkeyes. So they really need to get their act together as they head into Big Ten play. Number 4, Penn State played against Pitt, and it was Penn State actually hosted. Saquon Barkley had a passing, a receiving, and a rushing touchdown in this matchup to help lead this team to a 33-14 victory. Next up, this was a great defensive effort from TCU as they beat out Arkansas 28 to just 7 points for Arkansas. This is a big win for TCU, trying to actually expand more wins from what they had last season and improve, because they actually did have a down year last season. Next up, Michigan State looking too good so far as they beat out Western Michigan, a team who actually kind of duked it out well at USC last week, and this is a good win for the Spartans to start off the season off 2-0. Another great game and a good revenge game as the Oregon Ducks beat Nebraska 42-35. The Oregon Ducks did lose to them at Lincoln last season, but then they hosted this year. There was a great battle, but then the Ducks pulled off with the 7-point victory. Another defensive game that I did like a lot was the Clemson Auburn game. Auburn was ranked 13th while Clemson was ranked third, and I think this was a great defensive effort, especially on Clemson's side, holding Auburn to just 6 points. They pull off a 14-6 victory. Next up, another good game as number 15 Georgia just barely squeaked past Notre Dame 20-19. This was a good game overall. That both teams had a struggle running the football. The leading rusher of this game was Sony Michel with just 73 yards on the ground. Next up, Stanford. I had them as my upset game of the week over USC, but the Trojans definitely rebounded from their poor performance, in my opinion, against Western Michigan. Last week they pulled off a 42-24 victory. I think overall, and one game I forgot to mention, I should have actually put in as my game of the week, and somebody actually called me out on it, was the Holy Grail Bowl between Utah and BYU, in which the Utes did pull off a 19-13 victory. Now, for the games that I did call this week, I went 8-3, so that makes me 17-6 overall to start off for the first 2 weeks of this season. Now, the next time to catch you guys will actually be tomorrow, in which I will give you a preview of week 3 of this season. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.